Every day, thousands of shipping containers move through Iran's largest southern port, serving as the primary economic engine for the entire region. But that cargo only has value if it can actually reach the cities and military bases to the north. Without a way to move goods out of the harbor, the port itself is little more than a crowded warehouse. This diagram shows how the national supply chain funnels into one extreme geographic bottleneck. For generations, nearly every shipment of fuel and military hardware has relied on a single tunnel and a single bridge carved into this mountain pass. Removing that one stretch of road effectively neutralizes the port. It's the core principle of logistics warfare. You can paralyze a nation's ability to function without ever engaging its army in the field. To protect this corridor, Iran installed layers of defensive hardware, from over-the-horizon radar arrays to coastal missile batteries and specialized drone netting. Hours before dawn, a strike package of 4 fighters approaches the coast. They are flying tens of feet above the waves, using the curvature of the Earth to stay below the reach of the long-range radars. The pilots aren't just here to drop bombs. Their mission is to systematically peel away the layers of a system designed to be invulnerable. This diagram compares how different airframes react to radar. While a standard jet reflects energy directly back to the source, every edge and joint on an F-35 is angled to scatter those waves into empty space. By holding a strict head-on alignment, the pilots deny the radar a clean return. The operators on the ground see only a flickering, delayed ghost image that never stays still long enough to provide a solid lock. The coastal missile team eventually fires at that ghost image, missing by miles. But by continuing to search for a target, their radar battery reveals its own exact coordinates to everyone listening. That's when the F-16s deploy anti-radiation missiles. These weapons are designed to lock onto an enemy's radar emissions and ride the signal all the way back to the transmitter. A single mass-produced missile just destroyed a radar installation that took years to engineer and build. It's a trade-off the defense cannot sustain. As the radar falls, an offshore cruise missile strike hits the primary communications relay linking the coastal defense grid. This diagram tracks the flow of data between separate defense units. In a modern grid, the strength lies in the instantaneous sharing of targeting information. When you sever those central paths, the network ceases to exist as a coherent whole. The architecture of the defense is suddenly reduced to isolated units. Each site is forced to fight its own private battle in the dark, without any warning from the systems around it. As the fighters reach the mountain, a self-contained point defense system manages to lock on to the lead jet. This animation shows the jet's internal computers capturing the incoming radar pulse and transmitting back a counterfeit version. The ground system locks onto this fake signal instead, causing the targeting reticle to drift harmlessly away from the aircraft. With the defense misled, the fighters open their bays and release hardened bunker busters. These weapons are designed to dig through reinforced concrete before detonating. The strike is timed so that the shockwaves from the bombs and offshore missiles overlap. The combined blast is enough to erase both the tunnel entrance and the bridge in a single moment. The physical fallout is immediate. Routes that used to take an afternoon are suddenly transformed into weeks-long detours on secondary roads that were never built for this volume of traffic. Fuel shipments and military equipment get trapped in bottlenecks, creating a supply drain that reaches bases hundreds of miles to the north. Then there's the psychological impact. For years, commanders treated this corridor as a permanent, secure fixture of the landscape. Its sudden destruction plants doubt regarding every other piece of infrastructure they rely on. That uncertainty slows down decision-making. When planners can no longer assume a route is safe, they hesitate. And that hesitation can be just as damaging to a military as the physical loss of the road. Success in this mission didn't come from matching strength with strength. It came from identifying the relationships between the radar, the relays, and the road. By isolating the single link they all shared, a decade of defensive investment was undone in less than 30 minutes. Given the impact of a strike like this, is targeting a logistics network more effective than a direct battlefield engagement? Tell us what you think in the comments.